But you know, folks, we can't start a show like this out without remembering. It's Monday.
Well, it's Monday. We're back again.
It's Monday, boys and girls, let's party! It's Monday, boys and girls, let's party!
Now, what is this I'm seeing? MJ, Ron, do you guys know what these new video clips are I've got in the background here? What is this? Marv intro? Marv has an intro now? What's been going on while I was gone last week?
I have no idea.
I have no idea.
I take the first semi-vacation that I've had in years in the summer, and there's new... Hang on, we're going to see what this is.
That's actually really cool. That's awesome.
Gone for 1 week and Marv has become Superman. What is this?
This is my carol song. It is 8 seconds long.
I'm calling shenanigans. That was 10 seconds. I can see on the clip. It literally says how long the clip will play. It's 10 seconds long. They lied
That
to me.
reminds me of the Weird Al. This song is just 6 words
long. This song is just 6 words long.
Did you have a good Father's Day?
I had a great Father's Day. How about you guys?
I had an epic fail happen that had nothing to do with my family. They were great. I had a pretty decent Father's Day, but Four Rivers Barbecue. I want to rant about this.
Uh-oh. Four Rivers Barbecue. We're about to lose you as a sponsor, I believe.
That's right. They have this family meal called the Happy Herd. Okay, the Happy Herd, you get to pick your 4 different meats and 2 different sizes. It's a good thing.
Why is the herd so happy if they're about to be massacred, Ron?
They're not. I don't think they were happy. So Father's Day, summer barbecue season for dads. And I go to order this thing yesterday and I look on the app and they're literally says out of stock on the side of this. Pulled pork, burnt ends, smoked turkey, barbecue chicken, and ribs, as well as cornbread and coleslaw. How are you out of all of those things on Father's Day?
What do I have left?
So I call corporate, and
like Kermit. What do I have left?
I get a guy. The guy's like, yeah, they were really slammed today. I'm like, oh, a barbecue place slammed on Father's Day, and you weren't prepared for that?
They
Who
had
could
no
have ever
meat?
seen it coming?
No meat? What do you mean they had no meat?
It's a barbecue place. It was ridiculous. I
was quoting a movie.
I got your Greek wedding.
Yeah, unbelievable.
Right.
But the attitude that I got from the person I spoke with on the phone was even more ridiculous. And I'm like, what? I've never seen a place with such bad customer service. And I just,
What do they have left? I mean, honestly, you called off everything that's at a barbecue place.
I know they didn't have much. They had like vegan burnt ends available.
Vegan burnt ends?
Well, that's every father's dream come true.
Yeah,
every father's dream come true.
I don't even know what that is.
Literally could not believe it. I've never seen anything like that. And I had to call them out. People have to know this cannot be happening.
That's right.
I suppose they probably had their blueberry cake left.
Well, I want to call out the Shoney's at southeast end of southern Georgia. And I'm kidding. I don't know.
I have a funny joke. Well, a true story, and it turned out to be the most hilarious thing ever about Shoney's. But that's for another day. It's too long.
I like Shoney's.
All right. Well, how about we do that click it and sip it? You guys want to do the click it and sip it? We got about 200 of our bestest friends out there joining us right now for a roundabout of what's going down with theme parks.
They're going to kill me because I'm drinking water.
Ron, it looks like that's not going to hold water. I'm just going to tell you.
Well, I mean, it is the island of Puerto Rico.
Yeah.
I know that one person did say something about that last couple of years, but we're not going to talk about that.
All right. I've got my typical morning shake and ristretto. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Click it, that like button, and sip it along with us in 3, 2, 1.
H2O.
Way to go, H2O.
Microplasties that culture talks about, and I'm doing the damn thing.
He's just making it up. He doesn't even know. All right, I'll tell you what, though. Somebody who does know and knows a lot about theme parks. Let's bring her on. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the stage Erika from Erika and Ralph. Erika, welcome aboard. Now, Erika, I have heard that things have arrived and your studio is going to be built very soon yet again. What do you have in plan for the folks out there? Is it going to be the same kind of backdrop? Are you doing something cozy? What are you going to do?
Oh, I don't know. I'm on Pinterest getting ideas, and yeah, we'll see. I have a small room, so I'll have to figure out what I can do in a small space.
I'll be honest. Space. When it comes to doing studios, smaller rooms can be handy dandy because you don't have to fill as much stuff. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. By the way, I've got some new stuff. Let me show you all the new stuff I've got. Okay. So I showed up as a surprise guest at ICCCon and had a great time. Got to meet some great folks, and we're going to have them on the Pro Show real soon. So we got one of the guys who used to write storyboards for He-Man's going to be on the show. We've got a gentleman who designed all the Kenner Star Wars toys back in the 70s and 80s. He's going to be on the show.
That's cool.
Spoke with John Ratzenberger, and we just had a wonderful time, voice of Ham. And I can't say, I don't think I'm allowed to say, let me hold this up for everybody to see. I don't think I'm allowed to say what movie these come from, but these are authentic movie props. These are gold coins from a movie that everybody would know out there. And those are really cool. And perhaps, let me see if I can get this in the shot here. All right. This is so amazingly cool. This, ladies and gentlemen, we'll full screen me. I don't typically do the full screen, right? Unless we're doing it for comedic effect. This is the medal or the medallion that is given in Star Wars A New Hope.
Whoa.
Yeah, that is what that is.
Star Wars A New Hope. This is the medallion. Now, this is not from the movie, but this was cast from the actual mold. And there are very few of these. Gary Ambrosia, shout out to Gary Ambrosia, actually cast this himself out of that original molding that was made for Star Wars A New Hope. Still exists, very rarely used, and Gary Ambrosia managed to get this to me, and we want to say a huge thank you. This is an incredible piece. How cool is that, right? How cool is that?
If I had one of those, I would take it to Galaxy's Edge and hold it up in front of Chewbacca.
I hadn't thought of that. That's a pretty darn good idea because nobody has something like this. He brought a few as gifts, but nobody has the original. I mean, all those things are, replicas and stuff like that from other molds that people have made. This is the real deal. All right, well, folks, we're the real deal and you're the real deal, but we need your help because the dream to stream only comes true because of people like you. I feel like PBS back in the 1990s.
Viewers like you.
That's right. Viewers like you, folks.
Yeah.
So we got to get some super chats in here. We got to get this thing going, the engine running, and get those hamsters fed, right? So we've offered a heck of a super chat goal reward today. If we can hit the 20, we're going to be releasing all kinds of new emojis. I looked behind the cupboard here, and I got to say the emoji space on this channel has been cobwebbed. We've had the same emojis now for far too long, and we're going to update them with some of your faves. So, folks, it's not one, it's not two, it's not three, it's more emojis. Help us get there. Help us win for you. All right, with all that said, it's time to dive into the latest when it comes to theme park news. We got some spicy stuff today. You know we do. We're not one of those Disney cupcake places. If you're new to the channel, we're not the kind of place you go to hear about how magical Disney is. We like Disney. We want Disney to succeed, but we cover things from a point of view that's honesty. And whether it's Disney World or Universal or Dollywood or Busch Gardens or Six Flags or SeaWorld, we're here to cover your vacation plans in an honest, truthful way. Because ultimately, what do we want? We're not here to carry the water for these companies. We're here to carry the water for you. We want you and your family to have a great time and to save a dime or two and to get the best experience you can on the budget that you want. So that's what we're here to do. We'll weigh in on the cultural stuff as well. But it's time. First news story on the docket. Let's rock it together. They've put an end to resort hopping. Those bad words over at Disney. No, we won't say that. We got to be nice about this. And so there's a business reason they're doing it. But my gosh, they're going to all new lengths, to the extremes, I would say. Fox 35 Orlando is reporting this. Disney World is not only restricting the buses, but it's also boat access. And I'll tell you why this really is a pain in the bus. I mean, the butt. That was intentional. Anyway, bad joke, dad joke. A big change is coming, it says, to the transportation policy at Disney Springs. Walt Disney World will soon restrict who can access the buses and boats from the popular shopping and entertainment complex. Starting June 28th, just a few days, only guests staying at a Disney Resort hotel or guests with a dining or experience reservation will be able to take the free resort buses and water taxis from Disney Springs. Not only that, but the reservation situation is crazy as well, because your reservation has to be within the next 2 hours for you to get to ride the bus or the boat. And I'm here to tell you, that means a lot of folks should be stuck out in the sun waiting for that 2 hour mark to hit, because you're always trying to be early to these things. And so if you're trying to get over there, because it's not like, just boom, you're there. It takes time once you get on the bus or the boat. There are people who are going to be just stranded waiting like, oh my gosh, when can I get on the freaking boat? It says, under the new policy, guests will need to provide proof such as a room key or confirmation of a dining reservation. The policy restricts access to the Disney Springs bus loops as well as Sasagula River Cruise, which is the boat system that takes guests to Disney's Port Orleans, Disney's Old Key West, and Disney's Saratoga Springs resorts. Now, I find this particularly frustrating about the boat, and I don't think there's a good business reason for this one, because if you look at Disney's Port Orleans, basically there are two reasons people want to take the boat there. One is to go get beignets, and that means they're paying money, and the second is to sightsee and tour and enjoy. So there is no reservation to go get beignets at Port Orleans. So you can't do that anymore. They're just taking away an opportunity for guests to spend money. And I have heard from people who've been staying at Port Orleans the last week or so that Disney is already starting a crazy crackdown on pool usage. They're checking the tickets and reservations and everything like they are draconian in stopping, and saying, are you staying here before you can get to use the pool? And they're really checking it. So I think they are trying to shut this down completely. Disney has been testing this policy change during busy times. During spring break, cast members at Disney Springs would scan guest magic bands before boarding the buses to check if they were hotel guests. But Ron, this is going beyond the buses. This is now the boats as well. And as I said, I don't think it's in Disney's interest to shut down going to get a beignet from the food court, or wherever. I think this is overreach, and I think it actually hurts the House of Mouse. What say you, sir?
Well, here's the worst case. I mean, worst thing about this is that people that want to do it, people that will figure out workarounds, and that's going to create another problem. That'll create another problem. There's a ripple effect, a domino effect.
Which, by the way, Ron, we would not be able to report on the workarounds. People will want us to do that, and we may know them. We'll never be able to say them, because as soon as we do, they'll shut that down too.
But it's creating an issue for a property that a lot of people don't understand before they come to Walt Disney World is a 40 square mile property. So when you have a bus system there, like I'm pretty sure that the Disney bus system has more buses than the public bus system in the city of St. Louis. I read that statistic somewhere. So, and they have an incredibly large bus system there. They're not stopping people from riding the buses. Like, say, if you want to ride from your resort to Disney Springs, or if you happen to be at a resort and you want to go to Disney Springs, they're not going to stop you from doing that. I mean, that like it's a one-way thing. The boat on the Sasagula River, it's a weird one. I've seen the lines get kind of long for that. It's hard. What if you're a local and you want to go enjoy Yeehaw Bob for the night, and I suppose, I mean, I don't know if there are even ways that they're going to let you park at, the French Quarter, or sorry, what is it? Port Orleans, Riverside. Like, what would they even let you park there? Because some people will say, hey, I'm just going to use the bar, and they'll let you park. And I guess
I bet not now.
Question. I'm assuming that this is going to get very, very restricted. What's weird about it is I remember not that long ago doing a live stream from Disney Springs, where during the course of the live stream, I took the boat over to the French Quarter. And you talk about the pool thing. I'm not staying there, and I certainly didn't want to use the pool, but the pool itself was open, so I was able to show, I think, some like towel decoration that was on a bench. Anyway, my point is that there was nobody at the pool like that day. Like the pools are empty, and I've worked as a lifeguard during the day at probably one of the most popular pools out there, which is Pop Century. And during the daytime, nobody goes to the pools; they're all in the parks.
Okay, so I want to ask about that because the Pop Century thing came to my mind right off the bat, Ron. I'm surprised you said that. I didn't know that you were a lifeguard at Pop Century, or at least it slipped my mind. I remembered you were a lifeguard, but I didn't realize it was at Pop Century.
Yeah.
So Pop Century is at the end of the Skyliner, and I wonder if at some point they're going to make you show a card or a magic band or reservation. Well, there's no reservation for Pop Century, but I wonder if they're going to make you show something for Pop Century to get on the Skyliner. Like, are they going to extend this to the Skyliner next, where you have to start showing something once you get onto the circuits that just go to hotels and do not go to theme parks? I don't know, but I mean, this crackdown is crazy. I think I don't know why it's in Disney's interest to do this. I think it actually the amount of money that it's saving them blocking resort hopping has got to be less than the amount they're spending to have cast members check everything all the time.
The only thing that I can think of is that it has to do with people parking at Disney Springs to avoid the $35 parking fee at the parks. But it's not.
I don't know. It's not affecting the park, right? But it's not affecting the parks. And by the way, that 35 that they're doing now is just so ludicrous. Their hotels are overpriced unless you do the discount. And so people are renting entire houses for like $100 a night. And then they drive to the parking lots and Disney's like, hey, you thought you're saving money? Here's a $35 hit on you every single day. Take that, you bum. And it's no fun to pay that, right? So Disney, if that's the reason they're doing that, boy, that's desperate. MJ, your thoughts on this crackdown? And by the way, the response has been very strong across the Disney community. This is one of those things that have gotten people that don't typically get angry, the pixie dusters, the cupcakers. I guess it's hitting them in the wallet. But they're frustrated now. They're joining our side and fighting the mouse sometimes. So what are your thoughts, MJ, about it?
No, I see the frustration because it's a culture. It's become almost like second nature when you are a theme park enthusiast, such as folks like us and others out there, and the vloggers, etc., and the reporters that are doing news articles. This is going to affect the whole. It's a domino effect for everybody, from your everyday guest to the people that actually do this for a living, because they're trying to show you, the latest merchandise, the latest meals and snacks and things. We all know there's that new cup over at Animal Kingdom. Everyone's rushing to go get it. But the problem is, I think that the resort guests, like the DVC resorts especially, have spoken, and they actually started listening, because at one point they felt like it was just too overcrowded with people that were not staying on property, and it was making the experience less enjoyable because it's too packed. But like you said, Pro, I agree with you guys on the fact that it could affect their sales on merchandise and food, the restaurants, etc. I mean, some people like myself enjoy going there for just the weekend to just do some shopping and do the dining experiences and then go back home. So it's a big deal for a lot of locals. It's like I said, it's like a culture. Who doesn't love to resort hop? I suggest doing it the smart way. Make reservations. It's not a big deal. We were there this weekend. We had a great time. We made reservations. We went and we did all the things except the parks, and we had a great time. It was packed. The resorts are full. If you go on the Walt Disney World website and you try to book a hotel for this past weekend, it was almost nearly impossible. So I just wanted to let you guys know that it's doable. It's just, you just have to do some homework ahead of time.
MJ, you just did Chef Mickey's. Do you think there's going to be a day in the future where just to get off the monorail at one of the resorts, you're going to have to show your reservation or proof of staying at the hotel?
No, they didn't ask for that this time, but that could change in the future. We had a great time. We enjoyed the monorail. We did the bus. I like doing the bus. It's fun for me. We like to, me and the kids have a thing. Which one are we going to get? Are we going to get Peter Pan or, the theming on the buses? But it's just a thing. Everyone to each their own, right? So maybe in the future they probably will put a halt to that and ask you. I know the water taxis, not the friendship boats. I know the water taxis are definitely going to ask for some kind of proof of a reservation, whether it's for dining or whatnot. But I think you can do merchandise checkout too on the app. I need to do some more homework on that because I'm wondering if you have intentions on doing some shopping at one of the boutiques in one of the resorts, if you could show proof that you're going to do that, if they'll allow that. So I would like to do that trial and error and see if it works out.
I've become a ferryman myself. I like to pay $35 for parking, tell the kids we're going to Disney World, get on the ferry and just ride it back and forth over and over and over. And then after about 12 cycles, say, that's it, kids, we're going back. That's the way I play it. Erika, your thoughts on this draconian thing that Disney's doing, where now it's even the boats. It's not just the buses, it's the boats.
I agree with you. It's overreach. Disney, I think, needs to pull their head out of their rear ends and get over it. For decades, they've advertised and marketed that it's not just the parks, that's the resort. It's everything. It's all of Disney property. And when you're on property, you are a guest. You are welcome to explore any part of Disney property, whether you have a park ticket or not. Once your foot is on their property, you are considered a guest. And now they're backtracking on that. And I don't all for what? $1 to save $1 here and there, which I don't think they're really saving much money. And it's going to create more frustration. It's going to create more buzz online, more negative PR. And they already have enough negative PR coming at them. They have since the pandemic. So you know what? They're choosing their behavior, and they're also choosing the consequence. So I don't feel sorry for them. But like to Ron's point, people are going to find workarounds, and the cast members are going to get sick and tired of the pushback from so many paying people. It's going to there's already tension, right, between the cast members and the guests. Now Disney's creating more tension with the guests, and the cast members are going to reap that consequence.
That's right. They're going to get
really
angry.
Going to get attitude now.
Yep, they're going to get tooed from the guys and gals who want to get a gluten-free beignet over at Riverside or wherever it is.
Yeah, they're going to get
cast members. We feel for you.
Here's my question to you, Pro. Do you think that this is one step in the direction of monetizing this, of them eventually charging money for a transportation pass of some sort? So that in order to get on transportation, if you're not staying in a Disney resort, you will have to show, like, you'll actually have to buy out like a bus pass type of thing. And I mean, is that a possibility? Do we see anything like that coming? I mean,
maybe for locals. Maybe for locals, that might be a possibility. As for the Floridians, they offer like a Florida transport pass at Disney, where you can use the boats and the monorails and that stuff to get around. But for out-of-staters, I sort of doubt it, because I think they would rather just lump sum you with a giant amount for parking or for access to Disney Springs. It wouldn't surprise me if you got to pay to go to Disney Springs at some point. That would not surprise me at all.
You didn't. Well, of all the cheap, lousy ways to save $1.
And it's time, ladies and gentlemen. I've been on the vacay for a little bit. Let's see if I can still do this. It's time for the superstars. That's you. Here we go. Ken Reinhart for 2. After Epic, what is this Frisco poo-poo platter? Well, I actually know the answer to this. For folks who don't know what we're talking about, we're talking about the new kids park, Universal Kids in Texas, that's been opened. And, people are saying the Shrek ride. No, the Minions ride looks like it's a ride through a drainage ditch, and Shrek is whatever. So people are saying, how in the world the company that made Epic released this? So I'm going to be careful about what I say. We always protect our sources. But management at Universal has changed. And the new management, we're told, very excited about this park. They see it as different than Epic. And they actually wanted to build a Disney California adventure like DCA was when it first opened. And they're proud of this park. I think the social media reaction is going to be different than they're expecting. And I think that we'll see how suburbia supports, do the moms of Texas keep bringing the kids back and back again? Don't know. But it's an interesting experiment they're trying to pull off here. It's definitely low budget. And for right now, management at Universal is happy to have a different tier of theme park that is definitively not Epic, not Islands of Adventure, not Universal proper. It's something different, and they're going to try that out and see how that goes. I don't think it's going to go well, but hey, who knows? WJB Daily for 5. Are good neighbor hotels like Shades of Green included in Disney Transport or not now? Shades of Green is not. When will one need a ticket to enter WDW property? Okay, so the good neighbor hotels, Shades of Green, we're talking about that when we're talking about the hotels that are at Disney Springs on Disney property, but like the Hilton, but they're not Disney owned and operated. We're talking about Swan and Dolphin. Those do not have Disney transportation. They provide their own transportation. And when will you need a ticket to enter Disney? You will need a ticket when you go to the turnstiles, which will be after security. So after security, you'll go up and you press your ticket or your magic band on the little Mickey Mouse ears and put your finger on the scanner, and that's when you'll need your ticket.
Well, the Swan and Dolphin has the friendship boats.
Yeah.
And the other ones like the Windham and the Drury and the Hilton, those just have the shuttles. Mm-hmm.
Sure. I don't think you'll have to. I think because those are operated third party, they're not gonna require at this time, as far as I know, any additional stuff other than just get on the bus. Because if you're a guest there, you can hop in. Now, would we tell you that's a workaround and tell you to go park in one of those parking lots? Of course not. We would never say that, because if we did, they'd shut it down immediately. Freedom Seeker, member for 3 months. Might this rule change when the new WDW president comes in? No. Nope. Will not change. Magical Girl Jonas. Look at that lovely visage. For $1.99, Power of the Niners with sparkling stars of friendship. I greet you.
Holy moly.
And to this, I can only say one thing for whether this should be the new Jonas.
Yes, yes, yes.
Definitely. That's the new Jonas. No doubt about it. WJB Daily for 5. How long before Walt Disney World makes guest purchase a ticket in order to leave Disney?
Holy cow.
Paying for Disney transportation makes sense, Ron. Yeah, Disney's going to... they have some ways. I'm not going to suggest it to them. They have some ways they could punish you for going to Universal, and leaving the property. They could. There are some ways, and they've done some of that. The new tickets they've got, I think, are only like good for 6 days or 7 days. So they make it where it's like good luck taking a day off from Disney to go to Universal. And by the way, Ron, I don't know if you know this, and Erika, those 4-day passes that they've got for Walt Disney World for the summer, the 4-day passes with water park option.
Yeah.
You got to use them. Like, they expire after like 6 days. And I think the reason for that is they want to make sure you can't go to the other theme parks. If you're going to Disney on 50% off, you're going to Disney at 50% off.
They tell me that gone are the days when you can buy that Disney World ticket that you could use whenever with no expiration date, that people have pulled out their tickets from like 1979 and use them today because they still have to honor those.
Still have to honor them. Yeah. So you once upon a time, you could get a 10-day pass with, I think 10 was the most ever, maybe 14, but there was a 10-day for sure. You could get a 10-day park hopper pass with water parks, which would then add another 10 days, and you could add a non-expiration to it. And those are still out there. People still have those. I've used up all of mine at this point. But those, man, you were going to Disney for like $30 a day back in the day.
Awesome.
Those were the days.
Those were the good old days. Jim Butler for 20. Since TPP, that's that Park Place, has been to Holiday World in Santa Claus, Indiana, new ride speculation. Mock Rides building a rocking boat ride, possibly with swan boats.
Maybe he meant Mac rides.
Maybe. We'll see. And yes, a few of our TPP peeps have been to Holiday World. I have not been to Holiday World. Jonas has. Has anybody here on the panel today been to Holiday World before?
Mm-mm.
It's in Santa Claus, Indiana. So
It's
well
on
played.
the list. It's on the list. Yeah.
I've heard that some of the rides there are absolutely top tier. So I got to get over there.
On their menu, by any chance, do they have ho-hos?
Have what?
Ho-hos.
Oh gosh.
Can you pronounce that better next time? You said it like ho-hos. Like what? What? Who calls them
Ho-hos.
ho-hos?
I haven't had one of those since I was a kid.
They're good.
Yeah.
And Texas 8412 for 5. I have the Run Disney Run version of that Star Wars medal 2016 Disneyland Star Wars Half Marathon. Yes, I'm bragging. Very, very cool.
That is so cool.
Oh, dang it. Thank you, Texas. Always good to see you. All right, folks, we are 4 out of 20 on the way to the Super Chat goal. Help us get there. We're going to release the emojis, and we can't wait to do so. But before we do, let's talk about that heat wave. Because guess what, folks? It claimed a victim. Not a person, but a hotel. And they had to run for the hills. It's an evac that we just can't wait to tell you about right now. The heat wave in Florida has claimed a victim. It's the Hotel California. No, it's the Wilderness Lodge. They lost air conditioning during some of the hottest days of the year, and they actually were so desperate that they had to send guests other places. This is by Tom Bricker, and this is still ongoing, by the way. They're still trying to get this fully fixed. It says, with over 24 resorts and 30,000 rooms, something is bound to go wrong at Walt Disney World hotels from time to time. We've done literally hundreds of hotel stays in the last 19 years. And I've had plenty of negative experiences and a few horror stories of our own. This has included construction right outside, blah, blah, blah. Get to it. We love you, Tom, but let's get to it. Wilderness Lodge is also home to the latest Walt Disney World horror story, which beats anything we've experienced firsthand. According to reports on Reddit, Facebook, and more Facebook, and various Disney fan forums, Disney's Wilderness Lodge has been experiencing a multi-day air conditioning outage. The issues began earlier this week with the AC becoming spotty or struggling, and the outage beginning in earnest on Wednesday or Thursday, which, by the way, on Wednesday or Thursday, I believe the heat index was 107 on Wednesday and 112 on Thursday, with, you betcha, 100% humidity. Meanwhile, heat advisories have been in effect at Walt Disney World for the last couple of days. Orange and Osceola counties have been included with heat index values. Well, there you go, 105 and 111. And actual high temps from the mid to upper 90s. According to the aforementioned reports from guests at Wilderness Lodge, the air conditioning is out in the entire main building. The impact has been felt across the resort, including but not limited to guest rooms, the lobby, table service restaurants, and indoor lounges. Now, it says that Whispering Canyon Cafe and Storybook Dining at Artist Point were closed for the day and blocked out advanced dining reservations for Saturday. I don't know if this came back up on Sunday, but I do know that they're still working on this. As of Saturday, guests at Wilderness Lodge started reporting that air conditioning is in the process of being restored. We think that started with guest rooms and then moved on to the main lobby. But here's the deal. When it was this hot, Disney was struggling to find rooms and places they could send these guests to, because that's an entire hotel. They were rushing MJ to try to find, especially guests who have disabilities, who are medically fragile, or who would struggle with this kind of heat. Disney had to get them moved, and it was a real challenge for the staff at Wilderness Lodge to get these people out of there. Because you can imagine, if it's 112 heat index, then even in the shade, it's 100 degrees or more inside these rooms. And that got crazy. We had reports that people were taking cold baths inside their rooms, trying to stay cool enough.
God,
MJ, this was really, really bad. It makes that monorail story we did where they were evac, breaking in the windows, makes that look like nothing. So MJ, what do you think about this idea that Disney had to quickly relocate and evacuate people from the Wilderness Lodge? At the same time, they're building this massive, building going up right next to it. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I don't know what the plan is here in terms of keeping all the hotels up to date, but it was not okay this time. This was a bad time for the AC to go out.
I'm just wondering how in the world did that even happen? Like people are saying in the chat, maintenance. Hello, where's the maintenance? These AC units have a lifespan of 10, maybe 11 years, but in the Florida heat, everything gets eaten up, right? And we're in a state where things go bad very quickly. Appliances, AC units, even our car vehicle batteries last us a very short lifetime. So I'm just wondering, did they have space at other resorts? They were packed this past week, 2 weeks. They have all these deals going on. So I'm wondering where they should have like maybe had given a call to one of the partner hotels over in Disney Springs, because there was a lot of availability over there too. But this is a serious matter. People can pass out from the heat and end up in the hospital. And then you got lawsuits and stuff like that. Like that's just, forget the refunds, right? That's just half of it. What about people's health and their, like you said, that if they're on medication, if they have oxygen tanks that they have to, respiratory issues, all of these come in play. And it's just really scary. I want to know how quickly they moved people and where did they move them to? I wish I had more details on the story.
July of 2023, I can tell you, was the hottest that I have experienced at Walt Disney World. There was a time back in the 90s that was super hot too, but July of 2023, but I was just there during this heat wave. Mm-hmm. And I would say it was the second or third hottest I've ever experienced. I've told people, you get out of the shower, and it was the humidity that I think was so difficult. You would get out of the shower in the morning and you dry off with a towel and you say, well, it didn't do anything, because everywhere AC was struggling, both with the heat and with the humidity. And Erika, I noticed that a lot of businesses were unable to keep up. You go into a Walgreens or a CVS, or you go to a Target or wherever, and the temperature would be in the 80s because they just simply could not keep up with this level of heat when it's this intense. And it didn't really rain a lot either. So, Erika, what do you think about, I guess, the overall need for Disney to improve their air conditioning and climate? I can tell you, I watched a lot of people struggling in the parking lots where the temperatures were getting into that 112 range on the blacktop, and there's just not enough covering. There's just not enough other options for people when heat waves like this hit.
I'd be calling my travel agent. I'd be calling Disney. I would be changing my hotels. I would be doing some serious, and I would be raising all kinds of havoc.
Havoc, you say? Havoc, you say?
That's just mean. I would raise all kinds of hell.
Sure.
Until they accommodated me and our family. We cannot be in heat like that. We lived through it in Germany, and we had air conditioning units to evade the heat, because there's no air conditioning in that country, and it gets just as hot there as it does in Florida. So now wait a minute.
You brought in AC. What did the Germans think about you having AC when they have none? What do they think about that?
Some of them are kind of like, ugh, it's not needed. A lot of them have this ideology throughout their culture that they think you get sick from air conditioning because they see it as recycled air. Mm-hmm. And their ideology is, it gets into my spores and I get sick. And it's the most ridiculous thing ever. They don't understand that the technology we have in air conditioning is that it actually cleans and purifies the air.
Sure. And
you're breathing in about 80% clean air with a good air conditioner. But anyway, that's another thing. Mm-hmm. But no, I would have been raising hell. And
maybe Disney's German these days.
I would be staying somewhere else. I'm over here kind of laughing because I'm like, yeah, I've been there, done that. I lived in a climate where, but not in an all-year climate where it's all year round, like, warm like this.
And you will be moved to the contemporary on very hastily. German Mickey Mouse. All right, Ron, what are the procedures in place as a guy who's worked for the House of Mouse? What are the procedures when something like this happens? You can have pipes burst. You can have all kinds of things like that. And by the way, Florida, there are a few days of the year where it could be cold and you would have this kind of a situation. We saw that in the winter. What do you think is the procedure they try to go through on who they decide to evacuate first? Because they got to decide based on health. You would think this guest needs to go to a different room and get a different hotel. You would think, like the elderly that are trying to stay at Disney and enjoy a summer with the grandkids, they got to be the first ones. Is there a procedure like that in place, Ron, or how does it go? How does it work?
I don't know exactly what the procedure would be because that's not an area where I've worked at in Disney. But what I don't understand is how they there's an easy backup. There's an easy answer for a backup system for this, and the reason I know this is because it's the most frequent ad I get on my YouTube. This what is it? NASA engineered size of a toaster air conditioner.
No, those things are crap.
I'm kidding.
I'm gonna say at 112 degrees with 100% humidity, Ron. Good luck with that little thing.
Yeah, it cools down your room in 30 degrees in 90 seconds. No, anyway.
Yeah.
Anyhow, no, it's I can't believe this happened. So my wife and I, family actually stayed for her 50th birthday at the Wilderness Lodge, and it was probably the single best experience that I've ever had at a Disney Resort Hotel. Wilderness Lodge, obviously, when things are working the way they're supposed to, it's a beautiful property. We had the storybook dining with Snow White. That was amazing. The food was fantastic. The service was great. Everything was great. So it's really, in my opinion, very tragic for this to happen at Wilderness Lodge. What I'm most concerned about is the fact that something like this with Florida heat is foreseeable, meaning that if they have maintenance staffed up to where it should be staffed up to, if everybody's staffed the way they should be, somebody somewhere should have been able to detect that this was coming, or they should have backup systems in place in case something like this happens. I mean, I've heard, I've seen a lot online that this has been going on for 4 days, that it's not completely solved yet, that I don't even know if they know the heart of the issue. But at Wilderness Lodge, especially, I mean, at any of the deluxe resorts, especially, it's crazy that this would happen. I mean, people are paying, I think that, like, I was lucky. We got, I was a cast member at that time, and I got a 50% off discount to stay at the I think it was a 1-bedroom, and at full price, I believe it would have been $900 or $1,000 a night. And I know that that's what people are paying for. And some people might be getting, 20% discount or whatever. But of course, that was years ago. So now the rooms are more expensive. It's crazy. Like it's absolutely nuts. It's Florida heat is not new to Florida. Like, yes, it might be 112 degrees heat index. Yes, it might be 100% humidity. It's not a new thing. This has happened every year of the 50 some odd years that Disney World has been open. There is no reason not to be prepared for this, especially at your flagship resort of the world for the Disney company that is supposed to be. Disney is supposed to be the best of the best of the best at doing this. Like, they're the people that survive the Men in Black test, the best of the best of the best, right? And so what's just bizarre to me is this is stacked on top of so many issues that we've seen over the last few years. I just can't believe Disney hasn't got their stuff together on this. They've had lamp posts fall on guests. They've had ceilings fall on guests. Now you have a ferry boat that puts 19 people in the hospital. You have, I mean, over and over and over. These things stack on top of each other. And now this is affecting, is it hundreds of guests, thousands of guests?
I wanted to know how many. Yeah. Like how many, I wonder how many people were there over that period of time. It's disturbing, actually, thinking about it. Can you imagine evacuating buses and buses full of people out of there and relocating them? That's
talk about a ruined Father's Day. I thought my barbecue thing was bad.
Let me tell you, if my hotel room is 100 degrees, you're going to see me at Typhoon Lagoon real fast. By the way, I made a promise, and I'm going to cover it. I was requested. We had some reporters at Disney who they were staying at Magic Kingdom that day, and they were waiting for the trams at the parking lot, and one of the trams broke down, and they were stranded waiting for a tram for 30 minutes with no shade, with no cover, and they said that they registered temperatures in the parking lot of 117.
Oh my gosh.
117, because you're on that concrete, you're on that blacktop, right? And they said 30 minutes and no cover. So Disney, I know you're watching. I know you're listening. Put some shade up. Come on. put the little triangles up, do the little covers. You got to fix this because it's just this. It's as awful, on the few days when it's cold and it's raining in January, February. That's just as awful to sit out there in the cold rain. Put up some shade, put up some awning, put up some covers. Good grief.
Idea. If they covered that parking lot like a parking garage, I'd gladly pay. Hey, I'd pay preferred parking.
Well, we've said many times that if they wanted to actually care about solar energy, they could put up solar panels over the parking spaces, and then your car would be in the shade the whole day too, and that would be great. That would be great, eh? So
doesn't Epic have that? Or am I crazy?
Epic does have that for a small portion of the parking lot. Come on, Disney. Do it. Let's do it. Let's go.
It was measuring attendance at Disney World on July 4th, which didn't really factor in temperature, which is about 100 degrees and 99% humidity on that day.
We always got to do the dang it, it's hot clip. I mean, we just got to with Bob. Who was trying to weigh in, though? We accidentally cut somebody off.
Oh, no, I was just saying I'd gladly pay a parking fee if they just covered the parking lot so I don't have to get into a steaming hot car.
Wouldn't that be nice? Wouldn't that be nice? You know what else is nice? Super chats. They're up on the deck, folks. Let's see what you have to say. Ken Reihart for 2. Maybe this is a precursor to charging extra.
No.
Get out of here, Ken. Ken, get out of here.
Don't do it.
I'll tell you, the room that I had, we would put it at 67 degrees because, but we put it at 67 because the whole day it was fighting, trying to stay, so by the time you got back, it wasn't 67. So it was freezing in the mornings, but then when you got back in the evenings, it had been fighting all day with that temperature. I think a lot of places were struggling. Michael Steele, and I'll tell you this too, places like Tampa or Jacksonville, near the water, not so hot. It was Orlando, inside, landbound, that was a scorcher.
I wonder if the freeze had anything to do with the pipes. When you think about all the AC units at the resorts, it runs through the walls, and with the freeze that we had just a few months ago, maybe it just put so much pressure, it all just caved out. I don't know.
Could be. Florida's feeling a little bit, black and white this year. Extremes of weather. Michael Steele for 5. Sending this to get some run. Hang on a second. Sending this to get some good run. Good next week for my World Series of Poker Bracelet event, LOL. On the AC topic, I live in Canada and have an AC unit. Everybody should try one, right? Cold air, cool air. How dare you? Yeah, and get the ice. It's nice. We've got Magical Girl Jonas, lovely as always, for 199. Power to the Niners. May your day be as sweet as cotton candy clouds.
Yes.
We agree. This is the best version of Jonas we've seen yet. Thinking Heretic for 2. Disney should have a weatherman in the C-suite.
Yeah. And look how that went. He even dipped out early.
Oh, gosh.
Yep. Going to be a cold front moving forward. Bald Hoplite for 199. It's honestly sad just how many issues Walt Disney World has had over the last few years. They're supposed to be better than this. It's an embarrassment for them. Mm-hmm. And I'll say this too, we, in all fairness, we cover the news. We don't cover when things work, right? If we did, we'd spend 24 hours a day talking about how, well, the turnstiles at Magic Kingdom are working today. Well, a Spaceship Earth is still running today. We cover when things break. So, that's what we're here to do. And we want Disney to be better. That was a big break, though. The AC unit going down during a heat wave at Wilderness Lodge, that is a big break. That's a big problem for them.
Yeah, plus it's a hot story.
Yes, it is, Ron. Yes, it is a big,
a perfect coffee mug for you, Ron. I found it at the BX over here at Fort Bliss. I'm going to buy it and send it to you.
Did they play on the speakers in the Fort Wilderness? It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes.
I've seen some of the tourists, and I'm going to recommend they keep those clothes on. I'm just going to tell you.
I am getting so hot.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's talk about what's hot. It's Toy Story, and according to a source, this is such a popular franchise, we may be getting more movies, but also maybe expansions at Hollywood studios. Say what?
There we go.
One more for the top. Triple decker, just how you like it.
Wow, thanks, Mr. Walt.
You enjoy it.
We will.
The Toy Story franchise is thriving, it's surviving, and it is jiving with fans out there, making a lot of money at the box office. Will it break $1 billion? We'll see. But the first weekend is in, and the tally is here. $312 million is the estimate. How is it an estimate? Well, you see all those zeros. Those aren't real. These are estimates. But 312 is where they're saying it's going to be. If it gets to a 3x, it's going to be just shy of $1 billion. Toy Story films tend to make 3.5 to 4 in the last 2 iterations. So we think it probably will break $1 billion. We shall see. That said, this is a franchise that's been going now for decades, and it has people saying, maybe there's more on the way. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about what's going down. And move this, shake that, and here we go. Folks, we're hearing a new major scoop or rumor, whatever you want to call it. Take some salt with this one, but you might look at Toy Story Land and say, hey, at Hollywood Studios, there's no way they can fit anything more in this area. There's Slinky Dog, and you can see it goes right up to the road. You don't know that when you're in the park, but you're right up against the road when you're in Slinky Dog. And then there's a garage over here. They're not going to tear that down. These 2 buildings are not really there any longer. They've already torn those down and replaced it with Woody's Roundup Barbecue, a restaurant, by the way, that I very, very highly recommend. Probably the best place to get grub. Sorry, Derby. Probably the best place to get grub in Hollywood Studios, and it's all you can eat.
Wow.
You got Alien Saucers over here, which is a poor man's Temu Dumbo ride or teacups. And then you got Toy Story Mania. And there's really not a lot of space to put anything. You're right up against Star Wars. So how in the world, if we're hearing a rumor that they would expand Toy Story Land, how in the world would they do this? Well, we've been talking to our sources, and we now think we have an answer. Folks, take a look at this road over here that goes behind Alien Swirling Saucers. And you see this big building? My understanding is that's a maintenance bay. Is that right, Ron? Do you know for sure? Is that a giant maintenance bay where they have all kinds of, they service the entire resort?
I believe so. Yeah, that's. I've been back in that area very few times as a cast member. I have parked in that little parking garage. I think that was only one time because
it's hard to navigate that little parking garage, isn't it, Ron?
No, I mean that's a parking garage for executives.
Yes,
so,
teeny weeny.
Yeah, it's not very, very big. But yeah, they have all this structure back there. Yeah, basically for maintenance type stuff.
All right, so here's what we're hearing. What we're hearing is that these buildings in this section right here may be relocated, and they would go. Now, this current map doesn't have Monsters being built yet, but Monsters is going right here, okay, right here. And that leaves parking area over here, okay? This parking area right here, just kind of sitting on its own little island. And so what we're hearing is that the maintenance bay may go over here, may be relocated. The other place we've heard that they're thinking about considering is that they could cut these trees down and they can move it there. But we're hearing that a new ride may be coming to Toy Story Land, and it may be going right here. No details yet as to what that ride would be. Let's take a look at the area that they would have if they decide to use that. We're going to measure with the old ruling stick, and we'll be accurate, okay? So if they were to put in a new ride here, how much space do they have? They have, we want to put that in acres, please. They have basically 1.5 acres for a new attraction. That would fit something like an Alien Swirling Saucers. It's doable to put a dark ride there. I don't know what kind of dark ride they would do. But Ron, this is a very popular franchise, and people are talking now about how do you get Hollywood Studios really growing again. It's been one of their lower performing parks, unfortunately. And besides Monsters, Inc., which might not do it, a new Toy Story ride just might be what they need. I've heard rumors that it could be based on Jessie the Cowgirl, since this is her film and all that kind of thing. I don't know. What say you, Ron? Is it time for them to build on in this particular area?
I don't know. I hate Toy Story Land. I am not a fan of Toy Story Land. Now, my son, of course, being 13, he still likes Toy Story Land, although he might even be growing out of it himself. It's hot. It's the hottest area. I don't know why it's so hot.
Because it's because of the brown pavement and there's just no shade.
Right. Well, it's supposed to be Andy's backyard, and it's always been weird to me that there's kind of no decorative representation for like giant blades of grass or something, or however. I don't know how you do it exactly.
Bring it back.
There's a lot of representation for different like giant things back there, but I don't.
You want Honey, I Shrunk the Playground? You want
I
that?
do. I mean, I think that was a better representation of being shrunk down, but still, it's just this park is going further and further and further away from its roots. It needs to be renamed. I think Bob Iger once floated out there the possibility of it being renamed. I don't know what you'd call it, but it's not Hollywood Studios anymore, not by a long shot. It has very little representation of anything that has to do with making movies, which is what the park was centered around back in the day. And I miss what this park was. I'm sure that kids will be happy if there's another Toy Story ride or attraction. It is missing a lot of attractions, this park. Like this park is very, very low as far as its attraction number. Like Galaxy's Edge was supposed to get 3, it only got 2. Galaxy's Edge is supposed to get a restaurant, they only got a little bar. There's hopefully Monstropolis, having replaced the Muppets, will be good, although they could expand and create a Muppets courtyard back behind Rock and Roller Coasters. There's a lot of things that they could do, but the theme of the park, nobody even knows what it is anymore. So I don't know if they need to call it Into the Movies or whatever the heck they need to call it. It needs to change so it has the representation. I do like Toy Story Mania. This is a fun ride.
Let me armchair exec it for a second, Ron, and you tell me what you think about this. Okay, let's armchair Imagineer for a minute, and we'll pretend that we also have control over the budgets and all that. Blah blah blah. Okay, here's what I would do. So Disney, if you're listening, yeah, we're sorry we scooped you if we did that. You might be considering putting a ride here, okay, or an attraction. Here's what I would do. I'd put in a giant indoor playground, and maybe, have a place where people can cool down and rest and relax. I'd put a giant playground, just like what you're talking about, with large blades of grass, and let the kids go crazy in there. Let the parents rest, have a relaxed spot. I think that's a cool idea. But Ron, what you're talking about is with Hollywood Studios, it doesn't feel like it's, where movies or TV are made. Honestly, what's over here now in where they used to have the Drew Carey thing? Is there anything? It's a little short, right?
That's short. Yeah, the shorts movies.
Yeah,
there used to be a radio station back there. I don't know if you knew that.
There still is. Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I would do is I would bring back a game show like they used to do, and I'd let that thing run on Disney Plus with almost no production cost whatsoever. I'd have 4 or 5 times a day. Let's do a little game show. Let's have some fun, and we're going to broadcast it on Disney Plus. Easy, easy, easy. And there you go. There's at least one way of bringing back, hey, we've got a live production here. And there's some other things you could do. And I don't want to spend too much time talking about that, but, Frozen as well. It's a sing-along. We can replace it. But that's some of the stuff I would do. But back to the Toy Story idea, we'll maybe another conversation for another day about how to fix the studios aspect of Hollywood Studios. What do you guys think about something indoors to get people out of the weather? There's not enough of that at Hollywood Studios. It truly is an outdoor park.
Yeah. Something indoors would be great there, but I'm trying to think of any the space isn't big enough for a dark boat ride or anything like that.
I'll take a 1.5 acre indoor playground. That's a big area.
Sid's backyard. Can you imagine?
Yeah. Wait a minute.
That'd be kind of cool.
But that might freak out little kids, but I would love to walk through Sid's backyard and get
traumatize the children.
Yeah.
You can imagine an indoor VR experience.
Yeah, an indoor VR experience could be cool. Yeah, the kids, you imagine those abominations he was building, but they're human sized now.
Oh, God.
Mommy, look, it's Supergirl. No, it's not Supergirl. It's Sid. Oh, my God. No, I'm kidding.
That's right.
Yeah, but there's no indoor stuff there. But to be fair, they do have Animation Courtyard with indoor stuff coming out pretty soon. So that's going to be opening sometime this
summer.
And
I'm going to brag on them. We're not just negative about Disney, okay? We try to call balls and strikes. Mm-hmm. Animation Courtyard, which we'll show people who don't know where that is. Let's go on over. Here we go. Animation Courtyard right here. Yeah. They've made some changes. They've made it look like the 1950 style Disney Burbank deal, and it's very nice. And the rotation of characters that they have coming in and out is wonderful. Like truly, totally wonderful. So it's not Star Wars anymore over here. They're going to open up the animation building soon again, and that's really good, and that's indoors, and so I'm fully on board. The Disney Junior thing that they're doing, which is essentially a live-action Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, great for kids, wonderful for kids. The addition they did with Little Mermaid is really, really good. The update that they did. So kudos to them there. And I wasn't going to say this, but I am. I don't know if you guys have heard about this. Have you heard about a possible return of the Earful Tower now? You guys heard about this?
I heard about that.
Yeah.
It's a rumor. Yeah.
That'd be cool.
Okay.
Just do not put it back in front of the Chinese theater. Put it somewhere else.
Here's
I
where
hated that thing.
Here is where, if they put it in, they're talking about putting it. It's right here, where this tree is, which would put it straight behind the animation building, so that when you walk in, you would see. Now, I don't think it's going to be as big as the other one. It's going to be a miniature. It's not a real, water tower in any way, but it would just barely peek over the top, and you would have the Earful Tower back. And I think that would be great. I think that would be a really good nod for them. They put the Sorcerer's Hat. You can't see it here, but they put the Sorcerer's Hat replacing the entrance area. I don't know what you'd say, but the facade, right? And that was a nice touch. So if you've got the Sorcerer's Hat and the Earful Tower back there, that's really cool. That's really cool. So who knows? Maybe they're getting their act together when it comes to Hollywood studios. Erika, your thoughts on all this?
Yeah, I agree with Ron on just about everything. MGM, or sorry, I still call it MGM. I have not transitioned over to Hollywood Studios.
I think it's lovely that you do. A decade later, it's still MGM to you.
I mean, that's the park where my family members started to work at. That's the park we went to a lot, and it started out so great with the golden era of Hollywood, and now it's just become a dumping ground of Disney's IPs, and it's lost its identity. It's really, I mean, they have some cool things there. I like the Slinky ride, by the way. I think it's a cute little coaster, but other than that, there's just nothing there that we really enjoy.
Well, and Star Wars Galaxy's Edge hurts them because, I mean, even when the crowd is, or when the park is crowded, Galaxy's Edge is empty.
Imagineers and engineers that put together Galaxy's Edge, their hands were tied. They were back into a corner.
Oh yeah, they were taking commands from Lucasfilm at the time, from the story group.
Yeah. So I really feel bad for them. They did the best that they could with what they were told they had to do. So I try to be a little easy on Galaxy's Edge, but I have a personal kind of a personal attachment to Galaxy's Edge, and it has nothing to do with Star Wars. Other than that, yeah, that's all we do at the park. We'll go to Rise of Resistance if it's working, and then we'll go to Slinky Dash, and then we leave. There's just nothing else really there anymore. It doesn't pull us into that golden era of Hollywood and all the cool props and street actors they used to have in the skits. And
well, they're kind of bringing back some live entertainment during the Cool Kids Summer. I just hope it sticks after September 8th is over, because they have some like live bands, a lot of characters walking around. It's really, really neat what they're doing. And like Pro said, it's a plus right now. And it's hard to talk about those things, but I just hope it sticks, though, is what I mean, because it's cool right now, right? But will it stay?
New. I wish I'd go back to being about the movies, how movies were made back in the day, not necessarily how they make movies now, but how movies were done back in the golden era. I mean, you got Gen Z that's fascinated with anything and everything. Retro.
I've always thought, back to armchair Imagineering, I've always thought that they should move One Man's Dream to Magic Kingdom. It should be on the back area behind Main Street, where they were talking about putting it in the theater. And that whole One Man's Dream area should be a museum for Disney movies and all kinds of things. I'd love to see that kind of stuff, and that would help bring that back. But on a positive note, if they put in the Earful Tower where you can see it behind this building, if they put that back and you've got the Sorcerer's Hat, I think you've got a new park icon. Yeah,
and you're wrong. You said the Earful Tower. I thought you meant the
Eiffel.
No,
Yeah,
the
yeah, I
sorcerer's
get
hat.
the words mixed up in my head. Okay.
No, little Mickey Ear
Oh,
Tower.
yeah, bring out the
over
tower.
there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we'll show one more time where that would potentially go. That we're hearing it might be happening. It would go, ladies and gentlemen. Let's slide on over. Where does it go? Where does it go? It goes in this little spot right here where these trees are.
Mm-hmm.
Right
That'd be a cool
there.
place to put it. Make it
Yep.
tall enough so you can see it from all around the park.
You got it. You can see where it would, if I can angle this, you can see where you would be able to see it from. All right. Well, that's where we'll leave it, folks. But Toy Story, I guess that's where we started. That's where we'll end it. Toy Story is so popular, they're now thinking about adding a new attraction, is what we're hearing. We're hoping for an indoor space. Please give us an indoor space, Disney. And it's kind of a statement too that they have space to add on to Galaxy's Edge down the road. Nobody's talking about that because Star Wars is not where Toy Story is. Star Wars, oh boy, I'm going to say it. Star Wars is dead.
We'll ride the rides and see the sights, conquer lines, face our frights. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you. Yes, you. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you. Oh, it's a happy holiday with you. Yes, you. Purple potatoes, fried green tomatoes, arugula. Hey, what's up?
When injustice strikes, I strike back.
Culture Casino. Let's go. Culture Casino. Let's go. When the EMS tries their best, strap him down, check his chest. Culture Casino. Casino. Culture Casino. Casino. Culture Casino. Let's go. Let's go.
I didn't know that. I just, you're telling me now for the first time.
Not our first time, though, folks. It's our good friend. It's Culture Casino back with us again. Welcome, buddy.
Hey, thank you for that. And look at this gorgeous panel this morning. Holy cow, and this great audience. My goodness, I walked in at the right time.
Culture, it's a beautiful panel, but can I say, look at that. Look at this beard, ladies and gentlemen. Look at the fullness, the beauty, the grooming of it. I mean, it's immaculate, Culture.
Well,
it's an immaculate beard.
It's a little crooked this morning. I didn't have the comb out, but it's fine. It's fine.
I'm still
know what?
getting used to the new do.
Hey, I you know what? The boss likes it because I look like John Wick in the morning.
That's awesome.
I love it. I love it. Culture, you didn't get a chance to talk about the Toy Story possible expansion we're hearing about. What are your thoughts on Disney thinking about doing a new ride over there?
It's overdue. They had the opportunity to actually roll into, having a Radiator Springs that would have been part of that before they built out the Star Wars areas they did in Florida. They had the opportunity to even extend. The Up attraction has been rumored for a very long time. I think it's disappointing that they didn't keep all of Pixar in one space, and which is why I think Monstropolis going where it is was an absolute disaster. They do have some areas that are backstage where they would just have to make the cast park elsewhere and move costuming in a couple other buildings backstage where they could have done all of that. The fact that they haven't done it yet is disappointing, and the fact that they can't figure out how to put a board game board over the top of Toy Story for shade is also pretty ridiculous as well. So yeah,
Wouldn't it be nice?
It would be amazing. Toy Story is a massive property, and it's so massive that they took an entire soundstage building to create a queue and a third track for the Toy Story Midway Mania attraction there, and they flipped it. They flipped it backstage. It went from being an onstage thing to the backstage, which is where all the new Toy Story stuff is. That used to be everything backstage became front stage, and everything front stage became backstage. So,
yeah,
I don't understand why Disney doesn't have enough shade back there, because Universal's always throwing shade at them. They should have plenty.
Oh, wow.
All right, call sign Bob for 5. Is that location the rumored Earful Tower will go? Is that where the little memorial park for that animator that passed is? I think there is a little memorial there, and I think they'll probably keep that memorial with the tower. I don't think that would change. I think that would still be fine, and that would still be something that only cast members would see or know about. So that would still be, I think, kept respectfully.
Yeah, and look, I mean, I said backstage in the chat, I think they're going to have problems with sightlines because of the proximity with Toy Story, the proximity with Star Wars. The Earful Tower is going to have to be much lower than it was before. It was never really an authentic water tower that generated water pressure for a working studio lot. So, I mean, if they just make it short, they don't even have to build the whole thing. They could actually put it atop a building and it would be fine.
So my understanding, Culture, we'll go back to it. Let me see if I can, the person I talked to, and again, folks, we're talking about something that has not been approved to my knowledge, but it's in the works, maybe. You would be able to see it from here, just to the right, and you can see where that is, that tree.
Yeah,
it's
the gravity
right here.
building. Yeah,
right there. So you can see where that would be in terms of when you walked in and how it would just barely crest this building. The other place I'm told you would be able to see the Earful Tower from would be over here on Sunset Boulevard.
Right.
If you looked over here, you would see the tower, which would be a new way to see it. It was never visible from this location of the park, but I think that would be fine because I think it lines up pretty well with Los Angeles.
Hollywood.
Yeah, which is what that's supposed to be. Yeah.
And look, and I think that's fine. Again, you don't have to elevate it too much. You just have to make it visible to the right parts of the park. And like I said, they could put it on top of a parking garage, an office building,
Yeah, and you can't see the parking garage from Toy Story Land, so there's no way you'd see the tower from it. It'd be back there.
Yeah.
All right. Well, folks, we got another news item we got to talk about, and it's a spicy one. Culture, did you come here just for the spice?
I like spicy things. You and I sampled some ghost pepper sauce, if I remember correctly.
We did. We handled it like men. Culture.
Yeah, we did.
Like hombres.
And I was confused because I was like, well, that's not very hot.
And the pepperhead ladies out there say, "Oh, like a man, give me a break. You guys don't even give birth. You have no idea what pain is." All right, here we go, folks. Let's dive in. What are we talking about? Well, we're talking about Pride Night at Disneyland. Just done over the past weekend, and the internet has lots to say.
It's showtime! Straight from the heart of the park.
Folks, did you know this past weekend was Disneyland's Pride Night? Well, the internet does, and the internet has lots to say about it. Alpha Fox, with 500,000 views, says Disney is dead to me. We're going to be careful about what we say. I think we can play the audio. Can we? Hold on, let's see. Nope. It's not actually the audio from the night. It's its own music, so we can't play it. But here's what Disneyland Pride Night looked like. And the reason the internet has things to say is because of these individuals in the parade. If you look behind the sign, people are asking, did Disney do drag? Because this was an all-family event. And I know that libraries across the US of A have had this sort of thing happen, but Disneyland with drag is a different thing, and the internet is weighing in on it. Here's more of the video. You can see back there. You can see, it's they make it just close enough, eh? Now here's the Fab Five, all doing their little dance for Pride Night. You got Goofy and Clarabelle. Is Clarabelle an icon? I don't know. They kind of look like they're dressed for Epcot in 1982. Daisy's got it going on. Mickey, and there's the balloons. And again, this was an event for families, for kids. And so the internet is all up in arms. We've got another video we'll show in just a minute, but first I want to go to the panel. Culture, we'll start with you. Disneyland is doing this. Walt Disney World is definitely not. In fact, if you go to Walt Disney World, basically the only thing they have for Pride is 4 murals that are hidden away. There's one at Magic Kingdom that's on the purple wall. There's one at Hollywood Studios that is literally on an exit door for cast. I don't remember where the Epcot one is. It's so hidden. And Animal Kingdom is just before you get to Starbucks on the left on an exit door. And that's it. Oh, wow. I think they got a rainbow slushie somewhere in Magic Kingdom, but that's it. That's all. But Disneyland is still all in on Pride, and Culture, the internet is weighing in. What are your thoughts on this and the unnecessary controversy that Disney has with the drag deal?
Well, they should have left that out of there, but again, they don't have a choice. I mean, they would have an absolute revolt in Burbank if they didn't do something at Disneyland for this, despite its lack of popularity and its frustration by families going to visit the park that may not want to be presented with this. Now, I don't know if this is an after hours parade. If this is, that's a different conversation entirely. But because again, if it's that kind of an event, that would be a private event. Well,
it's like Disney after hours. It's like Mickey's Very Merry Christmas. It's Not So Scary Halloween. That's what this is. There are 2 nights of it. They've done at least one now, and it's funny to me that the juxtaposition of the American flag bunting on all of the Main Street buildings, because it is the 250th. So they're doing all that. But here comes Pride. And it's just kind of funny because it doesn't really, it doesn't jive together to me. Maybe I'm wrong.
Well, I mean, the grand theft of the rainbow is a different conversation. But let's talk about, because, I mean, the prismatic light effect is something that has been
Whoa. You're dropping words like prismatic lighting effect. What are you, Clark Griswold? What are you talking about, culture?
It's been the rainbow is not. I mean, a rainbow was captured by a group of was by a particular group for a particular purpose. So they just adopted something that was available to everybody, including Captain EO. But we'll step away from that. I'm just going to say this: this is a private ticketed event. You knew what you were getting. So if you bought a ticket to this event, you knew what you were getting. And I think if they treated this type of activity more like that, you would see the actual relevance of these events and these things, because it would be reflected in the attendance and earnings. At some point, despite that parade being so small, because I think we saw all of it just now.
I think so,
yeah. That tells you that the company doesn't want to invest too heavily in something that maybe they aren't going to make money from. And I think that's going to be more telling. And that's the thing. That kind of exposure is kind of negative. So if people go to these events to cover them and to show that the participation is incredibly limited, it really does put Disney in even a worse position when they try to support this. But this was always going to happen because it's Burbank. Burbank's going to push this in, and everybody in the company is going to support it, or the people that are on that kind of political train, they're going to support that. And so I like I said, if you knew what you were getting, don't be surprised, but definitely cover it and expose it for what it is. That's what I think the important part is.
Erika, the other thing that I'm interested in is the fact that Disney has decided we're not doing any of this at Walt Disney World Resort. We'll do it 2 nights at Disneyland, and they push the hours back. It's really late. And I think that's maybe because they need to, they don't want, this is my speculation, I don't think Disney at the C-suite wants videos of quasi-drag and kids on Main Street. I don't think they want that. But yet, as Culture said, they'll have a revolt on their hands if they don't do Pride Night at Disneyland. Disney World, no problem. There is nothing at Disney World right now versus past years for Pride.
Well, it's illegal in the state of Florida for children to be around anything drag. That was signed into law, about a year ago?
Well, that'll do it then, eh?
Oh, yeah. Disney's kind of backed into a corner with the state of Florida on that one. And I think it's a good thing. I mean, it's their flagship resort. You get all this international travel. Keep it classic, keep it clean. And then at Disneyland is California. Obviously, it's, very liberal out there. And make it a private ticketed event. So if you want to go and that's your thing, you pay for it and go. You want to take your kids, or that's all. That's you do you, boo boo.
Yeah, that's a great point, Erika. And it makes me wonder. It makes me wonder if Pride is now essentially a political thing where Ron, maybe it only is something that can survive in places like California, New York, Seattle, Portland, and you try to do it in Orlando, and it's like, hey, we're not being supported through DEI, ESG hedge funds anymore. We can't do this.
Okay, that sounds crazy to me, because I had heard rumor and speculation that there was going to be a huge Pride events at Disney Abu Dhabi, of course.
Abu Dhabi. No, but you know
boy.
that's part of the reason why we didn't do any of the parks in June. Because I remember Pro asked me a long time ago, "Do you go to the parks in June?" It's my birthday month, and I just celebrated my birthday this weekend, and that's why we only did activities at the resorts, and we enjoyed the amenities in that. You know, we were in the bubble, but we weren't in the parks because I was afraid of. I'm going to say it. I have 2 small kids. I have 2 older ones that are grown adults, and I have 2 small children. I don't want them being around this, and I will do whatever it takes to avoid that by all means. So I didn't see any of that when we were doing the activities and the dining on the in the resorts over the weekend. But I know that I just didn't want to take a chance if it was happening in any of the parks, and that's the truth.
Well, my understanding is the gay days thing was even moved to, there's a little hotel in Celebration. That's all there was.
I don't think there was much this year, and there's like Pro said, there's like the painted signs that stay up. Interestingly enough, I think it was around 2024. So if we go back 2 years, those Pride photo spot things. They actually stayed up well later on into the summer.
They'll have them removed.
They were gone last year. They were gone like that, and I'm pretty sure like July 1st they'll be gone again.
And the most prominent one is at Disney Springs.
Yes, the dad one for Father's Day.
All of the other stuff, the theme parks. I'm telling you, they've hidden it away. I mean, listen, for people who know Magic Kingdom, okay, if you know the layout. You know that one of the places that is just completely unused is the Tomorrowland Terrace, where they do the dessert parties, and that's about it. It used to be a restaurant. They really don't use it anymore. That is where you have to go to find the Pride mural this year. I mean, it's good luck.
It's very, very hidden away. What culture has, I know it wants to.
Well, no, I was just going to say, because you're there most often, I think, Ron, between you and MJ. I'll just say that they've always had an Instagram wall there in that spot. So that's, to me, it's like, well, this is just the new Instagram wall that they keep cycling out, like, the purple wall, and then
it's even to the right of that culture.
Oh, so really? Wow.
Yeah.
I was also really more concerned about the attire that the Pride how do you culture help me, the people that celebrate Pride, not necessarily activities in the park, like Nation? The Skittle Nation folks, how they would be dressed in the parks. And that's also why I don't want to go in the parks during June, because I don't want my kid in line waiting for a ride and say, why is he
I didn't see a lot of that. I haven't seen a lot of that.
Way less than in the past.
As a matter of fact, you had talked about this before, MJ. The Cool Kids Summer thing is going on, and I actually think that marketing might be working.
It watered everything down.
I have seen a lot more families and kids in the parks lately than I've seen Disney adults. And especially with things like Jesse's Rodeo Roundup or whatever that thing is called over at Magic Kingdom that they have in Diamond Horseshoe. I went in there. That was packed the other day. And it's a really good presentation. Plus, it's a place for people to get out into the air conditioning. It does look like, at least in Florida, Walt Disney World has been the executives, whoever, smart enough to start catering more to families this time of year. So that is what I've seen a lot of, and a lot less. Every once in a while, like I've seen like a cast member who's like wearing a lanyard, and they might have some little thing on their lanyard that has a rainbow or whatever. But
maybe I'm just traumatized, but I had my guard up, and I'm just traumatized from the past. So if
definitely
you guys
less than the past.
I think that's great, and maybe I'll consider that for next year.
Well, and this brings me to a question, not to put Pro on the spot, but to put Pro on the spot.
Let's go, big boy. What you got?
Wasn't there the 35th annual Gay Days scheduled for the beginning of June this year, and wasn't it held off property?
Yeah, they called it Celebration. They said it was at the Celebration. Was it the Holiday Inn?
Yeah, I think
it
so.
Was. Yeah. But it was even offside of Celebration. I mean, it was teeny weeny, itsy bitsy. And listen, everybody's got their opinions. Grown-ups can be grown-ups. Do what you want to do. The problem was that things had got pretty darn eccentric at the parks with the gay days.
Yeah.
And so it had gotten to the point where there was so much PDA in the month of June that I think it was affecting.
Exactly.
And I think Disney's response has been cool kids summer. They're trying to solve two problems there with that marketing. One, they're trying to say it's not so hot. Oh, but it is. And they're trying to say, bring your kids. Cool kids summer. And you've got that combined with the political atmosphere in Florida, which I think has made a lot of that less attractive to the folks out there who support Pride Month. And so I think Disneyland is the place for them to go if they want to go. And, there are a few other places doing stuff. But I'm telling you, the corporate collapse of Pride Month continues on. And it has been a dramatic shift. It makes you really realize just how this was propped up by corporate USA and the WEF, and not necessarily by the American people at large. I mean, there are a lot of people with vociferous support of it, but in terms of like the masses, I think a lot of the companies wanted to turn this into a new Christmas, marketing for rainbows and kids are going to buy it and toys in June, and it has totally and utterly collapsed. 100% failure in terms of that. That's where we'll leave it, folks. If you want to find the mural in Magic Kingdom, though, culture, I'll show you one last time. You got to walk the bridge. And then what you were talking about is the purple wall right here where they do the photos.
Yeah.
It's over here, culture. It's over here, right at the edge of the Tomorrowland Terrace.
You're getting no lighting. So, if you're a professional photographer, it's a disappointing location.
But some people don't want lighting, okay? Some people just want...
What we do in the shadows, Pro?
Oh boy. He went there.
I found the man who lives the life I need. Please hide tight, Harry. Will you marry me? He's high tight, Harry. And he should
What a
marry
perfect
me.
day for a stroll with you, my dear.
It's magical.
Not the kind of gators you'll find in this month. Where has Ron gone?
I just want to say thank you to the panel, everyone here, and Ron. I know he had to slip out. I think he had an internet glitch, but I just want to say thank you so much to the entire panel, because not only am I invited as a guest to give my take and my commentary on theme parks around the world, but you guys have really shed some light on me, and I feel a lot more comfortable now going back to the parks in June with my family and my children. So I just want to say thank you to everyone for your expertise and educating me on this. I appreciate it so much.
Just make sure. I was just going to say, just make sure it's Disney World and not Disneyland, because apparently at Disneyland in June, it's kind of a drag.
And happy birthday again, MJ. Hope you had a great one.
Thank you so much, Pro. I appreciate it. Eric Culture, thank you so much for the birthday wishes. Erica sent me a message as well. Ron, you as well. Thank you so much, everybody.
How is 24 treating you?
Oh, God. Yeah, you know what? They say 40 is the new 25.
Yeah.
So,
well,
there you
24. Go. My son turned 24. So,
yay.
Hey, all right. By the way, folks, if you'd like to find some of the fine folks on the panel, come this July, Southeast Game Exchange in Greenville, South Carolina, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Stop on by, and we will be releasing the game Zax that we have been building, developing behind the scenes. It's going to be out there, the full-blown version for you to play and have fun with. We'll be giving away certificates and codes and all kinds of cool stuff. Maybe even putting you in the game. Come on and stop by. We'll be doing a pro show live. You can meet me, Wizard, Valiant Renegade, Culture Casino, Force of Light, Lauren Connor. The list goes on. Ron is there as well. And it's going to be a swell time. I tell you what, we're going to have a great, great time. Folks, hope to see you at the Southeast Game Exchange. And for everybody who got to check me and say hi at the ICC Con, where I made a surprise appearance, it was a good time, great time, and congratulations to EBN, Echo-Based Network. They continue to grow, and they're back again, even despite Star Wars woes. Irate Specialist for $1.99. Power to the Niners. Florida has new laws about kids at certain events. Yeah, take that. That's going to change things. Irate for $1.99. Mickey Bar flavored dude wipes.
Ew.
Ew.
So gross.
Okay.
Waka,
For those
waka,
who don't know, this is a reference to something that we cannot speak of here on this channel. And Irate, you are disgusting, my friend. You are truly and utterly disgusting.
But we love you, Irate.
MJ loves you, Irate. You
I do.
disgusting.
You disgusting little thing. I love you.
The first Dragon Queen for 5. Sorry. Busy finishing up 1,155 episodes of One Piece anime. Let us know in 30 years if you're finished with it. Culture's holding Pro's thing hostage. Yes, I'm snitching. Hugs for all. Culture, are you going to bring that to South Carolina?
It's already packed. It's already packed in the box. Yeah. So
South Carolina, good deal.
Yeah. So you'll have your reel to reel.
Because here on the Pro show, well, this is TPP right now, but here in the Pro studio, we're the realest.
That's right.
Because of you, Dragon Queen.
Yeah.
Juliet for 2, like, subscribe, and share. That's right. Show us you care, ladies and gentlemen. The dream to stream comes true because of you each and every day. First Dragon Queen for 2. Happy birthday, MJ.
Aww.
I'll send more feet.
Yay, I love Wilton's dad's feet. It's a thing. Look at Pro's face.
I really don't know how I feel about the meta jokes around this place anymore.
I support everybody in this community and all the content creators, and she created Wilton's dad's feet, and I think it's fantastic.
Just because you support every body doesn't mean you have to support every part of the body, and the feet of Wilton is not necessary.
His father's feet, okay?
Let it toe. Yes, Culture.
No, just in support of that, I'm starting my very own Only Elbows channel.
Oh.
Only Elbows.
Only elbows.
What is
You invited
what is
us,
happening?
Pro. It's all your fault.
What is happening? Thank you, Ron, for joining in with Only Elbows. Yeah, you're all in it. I'm not doing it. I'm not showing my elbows. These are my elbows. For your eyes only. Just me and God. Me and God with my elbows.
That's beautiful.
First Dragon Queen for 2. I'll be done with One Piece next week. 1,130. Are you serious? In 1 week? Woo.
Oh,
all right.
man.
Well, and all that, how about we hit a last story? Shall we, ladies and gentlemen? You know what? Before we hit the last story, though, Culture, did you know that while I was gone, when the cat's away, the mice will play? You know that, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've seen it. I've seen it over on Floral's channel, actually. Ooh.
Did you see what Marv did with the clips he's added to this show now? Hang on.
That's going to be so popular. That's going to bury Supergirl. Can't wait for that.
Yes.
Oh, gosh.
What a great
And they
clip.
added this one, Culture.
This is my carol song. It is 8 seconds long.
Okay, I love that. Now, okay, that's better. Caro's is way better.
Culture. Caro's song says it's 8 seconds, but it's 10 seconds.
I know. Well, it's kind of like the 6 minute daily. It's definitely not just 6 minutes.
That's true.
Look what you all have done. Mr. Dude Wipe is back again.
Oh, goodness.
Irate with $1.99. Wilton's feet flavored Dude Wipes for your elbows.
They do have dude wipes. They sell them at Walmart and Target. Just saying.
I blame this on Jay. Okay, this is Jay's fault because he was a sponsor for Dude Wipes.
You're telling me that Drunk 3PO was a sponsor of Dude Wipes.
It's a great thing to take to the park.
How do you sell Dude Wipes exactly? Like, what is the spiel that you do for Dude Wipes? Do you get on and be like, when my bohunkus feels a little bit bumbly, I whip out a ginormous Dude Wipe and I just get to town.
Use those things.
Say what, Erika?
Service members that are deployed to the desert. Use those.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's no shame in wiping the bohiny, but the question is, like, how do you sell that over the other? Like, how do you prove the efficacy on commercials? You come out and say,
I've
hey,
never seen a commercial for that. That's a good point.
When regular toilet paper just won't do, when you've got more to do than what can be handled by the 3-ply, Dude Wipes is here for you. I think we need a sponsorship.
Preventing
the Dude Wipes.
preventing further swamps.
I think it's a great idea for like a theme park day if you have a tummy ache or something. I don't know.
When you've moved from swampy to pure mud butt,
Ew.
talk to Dude Wipes.
Don't go into lazy river.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Yeah,
We got another story. Please tell me we have another story.
Keep your detritus away from my lazy river. That's what I say.
Oh my god.
We're at a DEFCON 1, Jonas. Where are you?
Jonas, we definitely need Dude Wipes as a sponsor now. Just think about all the fun. Every single time we do the spiel. And think about what the spiel might mean. It's a spill of never mind. Here we go, folks. We're stopping it. We gotta I almost said pinch, clinch, and move on. I could
Clinch. Oh no.
Sorry.
You guys are crazy.
It's happened.
I just can't wait for 3 days of you and me.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it's a VIP tour after all over Walt Disney World. And if you want to get to do all the stuff you want to do, you got to pay the big bucks now like a celebrity. People Magazine is talking about this. Disney World guest shows what it's really like to have a VIP tour guide in the parks. Quote, I just never had to think or worry about anything. Travel planner Kelly Dixon tells people about experiencing her first VIP tour. And she, as a travel planner, is definitely not just trying to sell whatever it is she sells. Stand in line, ride an attraction, refresh the app, repeat. It's an all too common practice for theme park guests trying to beat the crowds and make the most of their time. But one visitor is sharing a peek at a very different kind of park day and sharing what it's really like to be a VIP at the WDW. Quote, I felt like I was a little kid just following around my mom who's like, here, you want a snack? Kelly Dixon, a theme park enthusiast and professional travel planner, tells people about her experience on her first ever VIP tour. Your guide just takes care of everything, and it's just incredible to experience Disney where it's completely stress-free. Disney's private VIP tours offer a one-of-a-kind experience tailored to every group's particular interests. Up to 10 guests are paired with highly knowledgeable cast members who escort them past lengthy lines. It's basically a golden fast pass. Through backstage entrances and into multiple parks all in one day. Here's a clip from it. Let's see what they have to say.
Some of our amazing agents at Marvelous Mouse Travels got the opportunity to experience a Walt Disney World VIP tour. We're going to take you along and show you just how much you can get done in 6 hours with your own private guide. Our day first started right at our resort where our guide actually met us and walked us to our private ride waiting for us. Then from there we were driven straight into the parks through backstage entrances, and before going into each park they even offered snacks that were ready for us, which was such a nice touch. The first park we started at was Magic Kingdom, and we went right to the castle to get our pictures, and then from there it was time for rides. First up we went to Tiana's and we literally walked right on through the exit. We then headed to Big Thunder Mountain, which has just recently reopened, and it felt so nice. It was so smooth and the new effects were so amazing. Next we headed to Tron where we got to enter a special way again, and then we had to go to Buzz Lightyear, which has also just recently reopened. And
all right, let's just pause here, okay? This is kind of gross to me. Here's why. I see these VIP tours all the time now. The VIP tour is not a VIP tour. That's not what this is. The VIP tour is what I have warned people was coming to Disney, and now it's here, and it's here in droves. It is a way to ride everything without waiting in any line, and it's all about, are you rich enough? If you're rich enough, there's no reason you shouldn't do a VIP tour. If money no longer matters, like if you have that kind of cash, so let's say you're a movie star, let's say that you're a tech entrepreneur, whatever, get a VIP tour, because it's not a VIP tour. It's a person takes you and lets you on everything. They're not telling you about the parks. They're literally walking you through the things that were once upon a time made for royalty because of security concerns to bring them, right, presidents and their kids and that kind of stuff, bring them into rides away from the public because it was, you know, a little bit of a danger. Now, Disney is offering this at a crazy high price for people and their parties to just skip every single line. And then, Ron, I'll go to you first. The kid who, you know, their parents barely could scrape by to get to Disney, they wait in line longer because of this kind of stuff. So every time that lady just said,
it was so wonderful. We got to just go through this special line, and we got to go straight up in the bus on a Segway, and they took us straight on a Space Mountain, and the new effects were there, and it was wonderful.
Ron, what she actually was saying is,
we got to skip by all the poor people who could just barely afford to come to Disney because they're plebes and we didn't like them. And we felt like it was kind of smelly if we were close enough to them, but since we didn't have to get close enough to them, we couldn't smell them. So we were allowed to just skip everything. We're special.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Can I read this right off the page, please? Do you mind?
Please go ahead, Ron. We'd love to hear from you and how magical Disney is.
I have no idea how cool it is seeing him actually do these voice impressions.
All Disney private VIP tours require valid theme park admission for each theme park on the tour. Theme park admission is not included with the price of the tour. Pricing and reservations. Pricing ranging from $450 to $950 per hour, with a minimum of 7 hours and a maximum of 10 hours. So thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars for your VIP tour day. Now, I do understand. I think you can have a group of 10. They can split the cost. I actually have friends that have gone on the VIP tour because they are travel agents and they wanted to find out what that was like, because the TA business, the travel advisor business, has become a huge thing because travel advisors get paid by Disney, not the guests that they book for. And $950 per hour. It's Walt Disney World is becoming it's kind of weird. There is a huge gap between locals that can pay for a Pixie Pass, which is all I pay for, $25 a month. Well, I think it's $35 if you did the $99 down, because that's what they're doing right now. The $99.
So let's walk through that, Ron. Let's say that you have one of those and you want to maximize it. Let's say you're going twice a month to Disney World. The local Floridians who did that are there for $12 a day. Yep. Versus
and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars now.
And the Floridians, the reason they're there, the reason that price is there for Floridians is because Disney has priced for everybody else the parks so astronomically high that it's made for the global elites. And the global elites come in and they ride everything and they pad out the parks to make it look full with Floridians who are paying $12 a day. And this year, the reason that they've got the 50% off discount for the summer, essentially the 4-day with the water park where you're in for $62 a day, the reason they have that is because with the Iran situation, so many international guests said, no, we're not going to go to Disney this time. We don't know what's going to happen with the world. The European news is what it is. So they all thought World War III was going to happen. It never was. But they didn't book their Disney vacays. So now Disney's stuck like, oh my gosh, we got to get normal people from America to come. How about a 4-day pass?
Yeah. And by the way, no, Chef Eddie, I was never a VIP tour guide. However,
you'd be a great one.
I would have been fantastic. And I do know that, I met with the person that was in charge of that, and it would have been possibly the next role I would have taken if I would have moved from something else. But no,
the only thing that I find offensive, Ron, is when they walk by in line. They get to walk, and so if you're waiting for Pandora, which and the whole guide, that whole group just walks by you like you're nothing. It does feel badly that they always shout, and there it is, folks, the backside of poverty. I feel like that's not a fun Jungle Cruise joke.
I mean, they do it's interesting when you are in the parks and you see the VIP tours walk by you,
and there's a bunch of them,
and they have it's just a totally different way to do the park. And yeah, sure.
Why are the VIP cast members, Ron? Because listen, I'm going to say that this year I am more impressed than I have been in years with the cast members. I think the effort to retrain cast members has been excellent. They are improving. But Ron, the VIP tour cast members, and I know some are watching, and I know some that this is going to be offensive, but I'm sorry. Why do they have to act like such arrogant snobs? They're leading around rich people. They're not rich people. Why is it if you say hi to one of them, how's your day? They won't speak to you. Are they forbidden? Are they what is going on that the VIP tour peeps have to be,
maybe
derrieres?
I mean, I don't know what their training is. They might be told to pretty much just ignore everybody else except for their guests, and maybe that's what it is. I do know, this was weird to me. Is actually I saw the VIP tour guide holding the child in their arms, carrying the child of one of the guests, and I'm like, so what kind of permission do they have to have?
Holding my child.
But they actually were. It was like a 3 or 4 year old toddler, and the VIP tour guide was carrying this person. And I don't are you related? How does that even work?
Unless I'm a child care person, I'm not carrying a child, because if something happens, if somebody trips me or something, boy, I don't want that on me.
I was thinking of liability. Yeah. It's that's kind of scary, but it's the weirdest part for me, like, here's the biggest thing for me. I just wish that Disney as a company would please drop the quote unquote inclusion key, because they're not inclusive. Disney is all about exclusive opportunities that have to do with money. And when you are all about exclusive opportunities, like the after hours events, the VIP tours, the special private fireworks boat cruises, the everything, like, I mean, what is it, like $400 per person just for the basic plate?
Hang on. I'm going to tell you where I differ a little. I don't have any problem in the world with Disney doing special extra stuff for people who can pay special extra money. That's fine by me. That's capitalism. That's okay.
No, I don't have a problem with that either. It's calling it inclusion that bothers me, because it's
not. Well, where I take issue, and I really do. I mean, it makes me frustrated with the company, is when that exclusivity damages the experience of other guests, and that's why I don't like the VIP tours. Because yes, if you want to come ride the rides, that's fine. But if you get to skip every single line, you're slowing down the line. It's not like you just magically get to skip the line and nothing, and it's just like, well, we got you an extra train to ride Big Thunder. No, you slow down the line. And if there are enough VIP tours with enough super rich doing that, then it slows it down for the little kid whose parents barely got in there. But that little kid, that little 5-year-old, that little 7-year-old deserves the best treatment that you can give them while they're in the park. And that's what it's about. And that's why I don't like it. If these VIPs want to come in, after the park's closed, fine, have at it. But I don't like the idea of attractions slowing down and little kids, because that's what it's about. It's about little kids. And I don't think Walt would like it if little kids were being, disserviced because we've got to service the ultra rich instead.
Yeah. Well, I
what was the VIP tour like in Walt's era?
I don't know that there was a VIP tour, except if you were.
I don't think they even had one.
There's a star system that's in place for people who need additional security. Celebrities, politicians, etc. Mm-hmm. I'm not going to talk about the star system too much, but but in terms of like just the average, wealthy person getting a VIP tour, I don't know. Culture, do you know the answer to that? I know that there were third-party tours for a while, and I know that you can get tours of the parks, and maybe they were doing that. But this is really not even a VIP tour. This is hey, we're going to give you a handler, and they're going to just cut every line and bring you with them.
Yeah, that still happens. There are people that have security situations. They are big enough that they.
And I don't want to talk about it because I don't like to put those details out. But Culture, could you talk about though? I didn't know the answer to Erika's question. Did they have any kind of special tours going on back in the 50s, 60s, 70s at Disneyland?
Well, during Walt's lifetime, he would personally conduct tours of the park with VIPs and people in Hollywood.
That would be nice, I would say. A tour from Walt.
He's like the Disneyland historian.
Yeah,
maybe we can
out there.
Maybe we can get a walking robot. Maybe we can get an Optimus dressed as Walt, and they can do that now. Culture in about 5 years.
In the Walt documentaries, especially the one where they're touring the warehouse where he's showcasing some of the what would have been Haunted Mansion, and the girl next to him was wearing what we see today as the VIP uniform. Right. So when I see that old footage and I correlate it to today's costume, I just assumed, did they have VIP tours back in?
They had a different name for that costumed employee. It was an ambassador. Now they use a more casual term called a plaid. And there are multiple levels of plaids, at least 2 that I'm aware of. One of them usually is at like a service location where they're building out ride times or kind of providing some kind of concierge level type services within the parks. And then you have the plaids that actually do the VIP tours and things like that. Now, I'm not sure if they're interchangeable. There was a period of time they were not, but Walt was the reason that the foundation for the ambassador program was put into place.
Mm-hmm.
So
there you go.
Cool.
In fact, he actually, if you ever watch one of the old World of Disney TV specials, there's actually one that's dedicated to the ambassadors in Disneyland.
I may have seen it. It's just all convoluted in my head because I watched a lot of that stuff all the time.
MJ, especially in light of how DAS has been treated, it bothers me that people are paying enormous amounts of money in a way that causes the experience to be less than for others at the parks. What are your thoughts on that?
Oh, you guys you know, I'm here because I shared a DAS story, and it's heartbreaking. As a matter of fact, I
Tell folks what DAS is real quick, MJ. We skipped that
Sure.
acronym without explaining. Lots of people don't know.
It's so true, Pro. Thank you. It's the Disability Access System, and it used to be I forget the old name for it now. Anyway, you used to be able to go to the city hall, like in Magic Kingdom. I use that as an example. It's kind of like your guest services, but you would go in there and talk to someone in customer relations and explain your situation, and they would allow you to give them the number of people in your party, and they would allow you to not have to wait in line like everyone else. If you need shade from the sun, let's say you can't be in the sun for too long, or depending on what kind of medical condition you have, if you can't be in a tight space, because some of these queue lines are really like very snug. You're back to back, and some people, anyway, depending on it, whether it's cognitive or mobility, they would accommodate you, and that's just pretty much gone and out the door. Someone like myself, I've had the worst experience with DAS, and they did not accommodate me. I applied 3 times, and every time I've been shut down. And there's a lot of other people out there that need it way more than I do, and they've been denied as well. It's horrible, but it comes back to the abuse. People abuse a system, and they ruin it for everybody. And then things were monetized, like Ron has made. He's been very clear about, the process with Lightning Lane and, all these other things that they've monetized in the parks. And it shouldn't be that way. Guest experience should be a priority. You're paying a lot of money to be there, and your admission should, your ticket to the park should allow you to be able to enjoy it to the utmost fullest of your capacity, what you're capable of doing. And for that to be taken away from people, because let's face it, the real people that need DAS are not going to do everything that everyone else is going to do. So we're just a small group, if you think about it, right? Most of us can't do big coasters, or we can't be in tight spaces that we get claustrophobic, or, but it's a shame. And the guest experience has definitely been, it's just been awful ever since this new policy has been changed for the worst. And I really hope, and you guys have all said it, if Walt was around, he would never allow something like this, because he wants everyone to enjoy his parks to the fullest of their capability and have a grand old day. You're supposed to leave at the end of the day with a big smile on your face. And if you're not able to enjoy the rides or the attractions or whatever it is that you want to do, or whatever it is that you have in mind to do, then, what's the point of even going? You might as well just not even go. And I'll be honest with you guys. I'm a very, very transparent person. I don't do the parks all the time because I'm not accommodated most of the time. Some parks are great. Epcot's pretty good at accommodating me and my needs, and other parks are not. And that's probably why I stick to the resorts and the activities at the resorts, or other things around property like Disney Springs, because I want to be able to go to Walt Disney World. I've been going since I was 2 years old, and I enjoy being in that atmosphere, but I avoid parks most of the time because of this unfortunate situation with DAS and what it's done to me and others. And like I said, there's other people that need it way more than I do, and they've been denied left and right. Shame on you, Disney. You can do totally better than this, and not everything has to be, nickel and dimed, and give the people a break. Please, especially children out there that are born with disabilities. They didn't ask to be, to have these things. And it just breaks my heart. It really does.
And a lot of times, the appropriate thing with DAS is, there are families that are bringing kids that are medically fragile. And you can say, well, why would you take a medically fragile child to Disney? Well, what if you only get one chance? And what if that chance is running out? DAS needs to be there for them. So this is really what we want to aim for, folks, is if you're ultra rich, I'm very happy for you. You probably, unless you're a trust fund baby, you probably really did some great things that earned that money. And that's phenomenal. We're happy that you did that. I just want to make sure that, as opposed to the VIP tours, Disney and other companies are doing things that don't harm the experience of others, especially at the same time that we're watching these services that are for, kids and families that have mobility issues and health issues. If they're being mistreated, then it's doubly bad. And that's what we're shining a light on, I hope, today. And this is something I think that everybody at Disney likely wants to fix. Let's get it fixed, and let's see if we can make these VIP tours be something that, doesn't cause the entire rest of the line to look and roll their eyes and say, there they go again. Those crazy ultra rich getting to skip everything. Because that's no fun. That's no fun for anyone except for the fat cats at Disney who are counting the money as it flows in. But over time, I think that's going to be seen as a bad way. Skipping every line, not the way to go.
Every time a membership is gifted, a content creator gets his wings.
Is that gendered language?
We're not at Magic Kingdom, Dad.
Staccato DDS coming in with a magnificent 10 TPP memberships, and we are going to be having member-exclusive content next week right here on TPP as we get ready to wrap up June. Also on the Pro channel, we're going to be having our VIPs hop together for Club 23. It's not 33, it's Club 23, you get it. Club 23 going to be at the Pro channel next week as well, so we get all kinds of stuff happening. And you know what, Staccato? It's a little drab here, but we clicked on the button. We got to fix this. We clicked on it so we can celebrate you, Staccato. Go. All right, and it's back. Look at that. Thank you, Staccato. Great supporter of everything we do. We could not do what we do without people like Staccato. Truly, I mean it. And back when we were struggling with the glitch on YouTube, but that affected the Pro channel for like 5 months, it was the support of the community that kept us right up there with the big boys in terms of channels. And now I mean, the glitch is gone and we're doing great again. But I will never forget, and neither will anybody who works with us, that this community came through. We never complained. We tried not to say a thing, but the community, man, what a great community. What a joy every day to wake up and know we've got supporters out there like Staccato and the rest of you. Thank you so much. The FTM 22 member for 5 months. On that gameplays, Culture Casino built a cooling device. WL needed. Sub. What does WL stand for here, Culture?
Well, I'm not
Wilderness
sure.
Lodge. Wilderness
Wilderness Lodge, yeah.
No, honestly, on that garden place, actually.
Oh, I'm sorry, that garden place.
Yeah. We a little bit of damage happened to the greenhouse in our last.
I wondered. So. I was so confused. I was like, why did Culture? I've been gone for a week. Why did he build an air conditioner on that game place?
Well, that would have been really cool. But no, I built like a redneck cooler that anybody can do for home and camping in an emergency. And
will it decrease the temperature of a room by 30 degrees in 5 minutes, Culture? Because if so, we're selling that sucker.
No, but what it will do is on an uncomfortable day in an emergency situation, you can power it with a PC fan plugged into one of those battery packs, or you could get a bigger fan that you plug into the wall, maybe plug into a battery generator. But the whole goal is to like keep cool in the worst possible circumstances. And, a lot of people have trouble with that. So it's a form of preparedness, but it also helps my plants during the hottest part of the season where I'm trying to maintain temperature in the greenhouse. So.
There you go. All right. Well, that makes sense. Hey, by the way, speaking of uncomfort and discomfort, Ron, we love you, but you got to get out of here.
Yeah, bye.
Oh. We wish for the dish, Ron, and we got to send you over there so you can get it ready for us.
All right, I'll go get a really lovely dish ready for everybody.
All right, folks, we're gonna auto redirect you to the dish in just a minute. Ron's going to talk us about Toy Story, I'm sure.
Yes. Oh my gosh, that thing exploded-ficated.
Explodified. All right, Ron, we'll be excited to join you in just a few. See you real soon, buddy.
See you real soon.
All right, Packy Protons for 5. Saw online Disney is urging the View fans to join the fight against FCC censorship. Oh, I have a View topic scheduled for tonight on the Pro Show, so keep it coming, Disney. Keep it coming. We've got the FTM 22 for 5. Truly wealthy people don't buy themselves these stupid tours. That's right. A lot of them go to the Mediterranean or they go on an African safari.
Yeah.
They gift these tours to make a wish, kiddos, heroes, heroines, etc. Some rich folks rock. Oh, listen.
Yeah.
We are not against being rich. I'm not against that at all. In fact, I would wish to be rich one day. But listen, everybody out there, please understand, I am not a purveyor of socioeconomic envy at all whatsoever. There are good people who are poor. There are bad people who are poor. There are good people who are rich. There are bad people who are rich. It tends to be that if you acquire wealth, that your attitude and your impact on the world is exacerbated. So if you're a good person and you become rich, you can be an amazing person with the things you can do. And if you're a bad person, you can be horrific with wealth. So, no, I totally agree. And I'll tell you this. If Disney began offering free VIP tours for Make-A-Wish kids and for families with medically fragile children, the line would erupt in applause as they came by.
Mm-hmm.
That's the difference too. I don't think this is the thing. People will pay for exclusivity, right? People will pay a lot of money to go through the door that other people can't go through, even if it's the same experience. It's a known psychological thing, and it's something that companies know. But here's the problem. If you get the exclusivity of being led by a plaid around the parks and skipping on the lines, if that is deemed uncool by everybody watching you, that exclusivity no longer has the same effect, right? And why would anybody pay to be uncool? It's kind of like Culture. Did you ever see the South Park episode where the kids are annoyed by the motorcycle guys who rev their engines up so loud? And the motorcycle guys, they think they're cool and they want to be noticed, and they realize that nobody actually likes them because they're revving their motors up and disrupting everything. Did you see that episode?
No, but it sounds very sound and valid. In fact, what I'll say is it's a very well known effect. It's why Disney can sell their park twice a day for the Halloween events and the Christmas events and stuff like that. They're taking advantage of, oh well, this is an exclusive party event. You're going to get special access to cheap candy that we bought at Walmart.
Okay, so let's play with that then for just a second. I'm going to make some folks aggravated about this. And one or two of you out there, I bet, have this, and I'm not trying to be dismissive at all. But isn't that also Club 23? Or Club 33? Excuse me. I'm Club 23, Club 33. Isn't that Club 33? Because Culture, it's, okay, my understanding is that at Magic Kingdom at least.
Don't make me go get my shirt and my hat and everything.
It's the same kitchen for the Skipper's Canteen as Club 33, right? Same kitchen, just a different door.
Different
you
food.
Get different food, sure, but you're paying thousands and thousands and thousands.
It's a membership experience. It gives you the opportunity to bring in guests with you. There's some unique perks that are worth it. And
but isn't it that there's that door, that magical special door, and you get to walk through it, and that's worth something.
Yeah,
there's a huge dopamine hit for people to get to go through the secret door.
I'm just going to say as somebody, I'll just say it this way.
Culture's had it. I can tell. Culture's
it isn't just the dopamine hit.
Look at that smile.
Which you are correct about. It's not just the dopamine. It's also the fact that really there are very little restrictions and opportunities there, and there's exclusive viewing of fireworks and a lot of other things that happen, especially at the Disneyland park where Club.
Have you been to the Club 33 at Magic Kingdom?
I'm just going to say it doesn't hit the same.
Oh, great.
It doesn't.
That's what I was going to ask you about that. I didn't know if they had firework viewing at the one in Magic Kingdom.
Yes, but it doesn't hit the opportunity, the experiences, all that doesn't hit the same.
Because the worst one's Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, the best dining room experiences at the original Club 33, especially if you get to sit in Walt's dining room, his dining area where he actually wined and dined the VIPs, and was the only place that alcohol was allowed in Disneyland. It was not publicly available.
Next, you're telling me it beats Oga's?
Oh, by 100,000 miles. Yeah,
Oga's is so bad.
Yeah, the original animatronic it hangs above the dining table in the original dining room.
Seems like a harsh way to have to go. You're the first
one of the
animatronic,
birds.
and they hang your corpse.
One of the
hang
birds.
It's a bird. Okay, well, you can hang a bird.
And it had the ability to deliver performances, and there was a microphone that was planted in the cage and everything.
Oh, it was like Turtle Talk then with a bird.
Again, it all just hits differently.
Hey, little Walt dudes. Oh, you so totally rock. Oh. No,
terrible.
not the. I'm sorry.
It's terrible.
I feel bad now.
Oh,
Archer Murchie for 2 dudes. Kimmel's replacement coming in to take the FCC hit. That so totally does not rock. That's Rosie, and that is Rosie replacing Kimmel for the summer is essentially Dana Walden sticking her finger in the eye of the FCC, flipping off the federal government, and daring them to do anything. And I'm going to be honest, it's the Wall Street peeps and Josh Tomorrow not being strong enough to step in and say, Dana, we're going to stop this. You need to stop this. Don't do this. They need to stop it. It's not good for them. Chef Eddie for 5. I think all of Disney's plumbing problems. What kind of plumbing problems?
There's a request for you to do the voice of the walrus from Alice in Wonderland, if you will, please.
Oh, wow.
I appreciate it.
I don't recall the voice of the walrus from Alice in Wonderland. How does the walrus speak?
Yeah, you do that well already, so you're off to a good start.
Do I do a British accent, or do I do what accent do I do?
Yeah, that's true. It's a little deep toned and
Culture. Do you remember what's the walrus sound like?
I don't know. But
this one where he eats the little creatures.
Yeah, he eats the oyster.
Yeah.
They eat the oysters. Yeah,
He's got a very robust,
She's doing it well. Yeah,
So I could do the thing if I shake my head, but it'll send my glasses in my head off. Chef Eddie for 5. Let me see if I can figure that out. I think all of Disney's plumbing problems may be coming from improperly disposed dude wipes. Is that okay?
Yeah, I like that. So
from a guy who doesn't remember what it sounds like.
Dopamine hit. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome. You're welcome. All right. Chef Eddie. Oh, boy. They don't got dude wipes at Disney. They don't got dude wipes. Everybody's feeling swampy down there. All right.
Swampy. Unless you're wearing the devil's leggings.
It's time. There you go. Get your kilts. All right, Magically MJ is over on Instagram and X. Check her out. It's with 1L. Culture Casino can be found on Culture Casino, That Game Place, and That Garden Place, as well as on the Pro Channel lots of times. Culture, we're going to be hanging out at Southeast Game Exchange. You excited?
I know. I'm very excited. I'm bringing the portable studio equipment. Hopefully everybody remembers to bring their mics and cameras.
I will have one of my mics. These are not inexpensive
They're
mics.
not inexpensive.
One of them has brokified. I got to take it and see if we can get it fixed. But it's why you always got to have multiples. That's people who get into this. They don't realize the money that's going to be spent because you have to have redundancies. Like if you can't go without. So anyway, Culture. I don't know what day yet. We're gonna have the schedule out real soon. What day you'll be doing signings and autographs and all that sort of stuff. But folks will have the panels and the autographs and meet and greets, all that laid out for you real soon. Come by and see us. It'll be a great time. And finally, we've got Erika. Erika, tell the folks out there where they can find you.
You can find me and my husband Raf at Erika-Raf, and our channel is Hanging with Erika and Raf, and we have a stream on Fridays at 5 p.m. Mountain Time. Still getting used to that. Called Brewed Banter. So you just show up with your brew, and we just hang out with friends, have a good time, talk about anything and everything under the sun. It's like you're in our living room and we're just hanging out. No particular subjects, topics, niches. It's just hanging out.
Remember, folks, that's brewed banter, not rude banter. Those of you of the rude variety need not attend. Yeah. All right, friends, it's time. We're going to send you on over to the dish. Before we do, we've got one more super chat in. It's England DG for 2. It's coming home.
It's a lot more comical now that we can see your reactions when you read these super chats, because we weren't able to see those before, Pro. So
I feel an ominous spirit upon us. What exactly is coming home?